All right, today we are jumping into one of the most mind-bending technologies out there right now, AI image generation. We're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how a few words of text can create a stunning, complex image seemingly out of thin air. Let's dive in. So this is the central question, right? How do words become worlds? It honestly feels like some kind of wizardry. You type in a chameleon playing a tiny piano, and bam, there it is. But it's not magic. It's an absolutely fascinating process, and we're going to unravel it together. And that brings us to our first idea, art from the void. I mean, that phrase just perfectly captures the feeling, doesn't it? You start with nothing but an idea in your head, and in just a few moments, a complete image appears, like it was conjured from nothing. And this is what it's all about. You give it a simple text prompt, and in return, you get a totally unique, incredibly detailed piece of art. The really wild part isn't just the image itself, it's the speed. What could take a human artist hours or even days now happens in seconds. It's that combination of quality and pure velocity that's completely shaking up the creative world. Okay, but how is this even possible? To get that, we have to look at the foundation. So how exactly are we teaching these machines to see? Well, it has nothing to do with magic wands and everything to do with learning on a massive, massive scale. You've got to understand, it all starts with data. And I mean an unbelievable amount of it. These AI models are trained by sifting through literally billions of images and the text descriptions that go with them, all scraped from across the internet. By doing this over and over, the AI starts to build connections, learning to associate the word cat with all the visual patterns of, well, cats. So, how does the AI organize all this information? This is the cool part. It builds something called a latent space. The best way to think about it is like an internal map of ideas for the AI. On this map, things that are conceptually similar get clustered together. So the word apple isn't just floating around. It's a point on the map that's really close to concepts like red, round, and fruit. This map is the secret to how it understands what you're asking for. Okay, so the AI gets the concepts, but how does it actually draw the picture? That brings us to the main event, the diffusion process. I absolutely love this idea of sculpting an image from chaos, because honestly, that's almost exactly what's happening. The tech that powers most of these generators is called a diffusion model. And at its core, it's a two-step dance. First, the AI learns how to take a perfect, clean image and systematically add noise, static, until it's completely unrecognizable. Then, and this is the genius part, it learns how to perfectly reverse that process, step by step, to bring a clear image back out of the static. So let's break that down. Step 1 is training. The AI looks at millions of clean pictures and gets really, really good at removing noise from them. It learns precisely what makes a mountain look like a mountain or a face look like a face. Then comes step 2, generation. And this is where your prompt comes into play. The AI starts with a fresh canvas of nothing but random noise, just pure static. And then, guided by the ideas in your text, it starts reversing the process it learned, carefully removing the noise until a clear, coherent image that matches your description emerges from the chaos. And honestly, this is the best way to visualize it. It really is like a sculptor starting with a big, formless block of marble. They have an idea in their head, and they chip away piece by piece, removing everything that isn't the statue until a clearer form emerges. The AI is doing the exact same thing, but its block of marble is digital noise, and its chisel is your text prompt. So we've got the how, but what about the so what? What does this all mean for us? That brings us to our new creative reality, and how lines of code are fundamentally changing the creative canvas. And look, this isn't some far-off futuristic technology. It's already here, and it's already changing things. We're seeing it used to create rapid concept art for movies and video games. It's personalizing ads on the fly. It's helping designers prototype new products way faster than before. Heck, it's even being used in science to help visualize complex data. But maybe most importantly, it's putting a tool of unbelievable power into the hands of individual creators and artists. And get this, the impact on just pure efficiency is staggering. For creative work like brainstorming initial ideas or creating marketing images, this tech can speed up the process by 100 times, sometimes even more. Work that used to take days of grinding can now be explored in minutes. This frees up creators to focus on the big ideas, the truly human part of being creative. But it's not all sunshine and roses, right? With this kind of disruptive power, you also get a lot of complexity. And that leads us to the challenges ahead. we have to look at both the incredible potential and the very real pitfalls. Because it really is a double-edged sword. On one side, the creative potential is just massive. It's democratizing art, letting anyone bring their vision to life. It unlocks completely new ways to express ourselves. But on the other side, the ethical risks are serious. We're dealing with huge questions about copyright, the scary potential for creating convincing deepfakes and misinformation, and of course, the very real concern about job displacement for creative professionals. So you can see the dilemma. The path forward isn't about picking a side. The real challenge for all of us is to figure out how to walk this tightrope, how to build the rules and ethical guardrails to manage the risks, while still getting all the incredible benefits this technology has to offer. This quote just nails it. With any powerful new tech, whether it's the printing press or the internet, the conversation about how we choose to use it becomes just as important, maybe even more important, than the technical conversation about how it actually works. Okay, we have gone through a ton of information. So what's the big takeaway from all this? If you remember one thing, make it this. AI image generation is not magic, it's a process of guided chaos. It's about teaching a machine to recognize patterns, and then using that knowledge to meticulously shape random noise into art with our words as the guide. And that leaves us with the big one, the massive question for the future. As this technology keeps getting better and better at a dizzying pace, will AI become our ultimate creative partner, pushing human imagination to new heights? Or will it eventually become our replacement? Right now, the answer to that is still being written. Thanks for watching.